What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Iron Maiden. We're going to listen to another tune from their Live After Death live album. And we're going to listen to a song on the first CD, meaning it's a song from their Long Beach show, 1984. This album came out in 1985. We're going to listen to a tune that I actually just reacted to the studio version, I don't know, it was a few days ago, maybe a week ago, but a tune called Powerslave from the titular or eponymous album. It's a tune written by Bruce Dickinson. I won't go too much into the lyrical analysis because I talked about it a lot in the other video, but just to give sort of a short and condensed version, my understanding of the song is it's a pharaoh coming to the end of his life and sort of grappling with the reality of his mortality, in the sense that they're supposed to be living gods, and he's been, living in this commanding way that anyone who dares, disrespect him even in the slightest, like, you're down on your knees and, you're banished or you're executed, whatever. He's conveyed this, like, divine, unchallengeable, unquestionable authority. But the reality is, he knows he's actually a mortal human, or at least he's having to come to grips with that notion. And the song is about sort of like realizing that his days are numbered, despite everything that has been said about him and the way he projects himself across the kingdom. I really do enjoy the song. It has like kind of a wicked sort of sound, and it, at least in that sort of like classic like musical paradigm of what people sort of understand the ancient Egyptian sound to be. It does sort of hit that with some of the guitar work, so I enjoy that as well. But, I haven't heard the live version, so there may be like a, elaboration or a bit of a improvisation, or at least an embellishment, because like I said, when I've listened to some of the other songs on this album, I have noticed that Bruce will embellish or perhaps like adjust the way he sings through a particular verse, so I'll be on the lookout for anything like that. But yeah, so here we go. This is Powerslave by Iron Maiden from their Live After Death first CD, or first disc. Singing with like a slightly heightened theatrical quality compared to the studio version already. Talks about being a slave to his own power in like two different ways. Like, he's become dependent on it and he knows his days are numbered, but he's also a slave to that very power, and that like it constricts his actions and understandings. The guitars. lighters are coming out at this point. Shifting tempos and vibes, and like the sequencing and chronology of the tracks is always insanely good. Hitting on those Castlevania vibes, I'm gonna keep saying it. There's like a certain sound they get in some of their instrumental sections that just makes me think of like 80s action games, especially Castlevania. And that's not meant as like a trivialization or anything. It's like, I love the sound and I love what it makes me think of. Just killing it like this live, yep. Playing with the lines, like going really high and big, but then pulling it back by the end of the line. Scream fire! That's the ultimate way in which he's a slave to the power, right? Like, death is the ultimate power. Not kings, not pharaohs. No one can escape it. Having fun now. Fucking hell. Yeah, it's another amazing live performance. I did want to say though, I think implicit in the song, and especially with that, the last iteration, the last phrasing of being a power slave to the power of death. It's the great equalizer, right? It's again peasants, middle class folk, the upper crust, the aristocracy, and supposed divine rulers. They all die in the end. So it is an interesting take, and I like the different explorations of the concept of power. A live version was great. As I said, I think there were parts, especially toward the beginning, more so than the end, where it felt like Bruce was singing at an elevated, like heightened sort of theatrical level compared to the studio version. By the end, it sounded a little closer to the studio, like way in which he was singing. But again, it's another testament to the way when they play live, at least in the live versions I've heard, not just this album. I have seen a lot of the like YouTube videos and so on, including the original performance at whatchamacallit. I'm blanking on it. It's in England. It's the first Hammersmith. It's the first tour where they had Bruce as singer, and people were hearing the Number of the Beast material for the first time. So yeah, I've heard other live performances, but again, the point is they really do hit a sound very close to, if not like spot on with, or even surpassing their studio albums in their live performances. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if there's a tune on this album I've yet to react to that you'd like to see a reaction for. There's still a lot of good ones out there. There's a tune that I haven't reacted to yet because, like I'm a historian of indigenous American peoples. Run to the Hills, I know it's a very famous tune. I think there's a lot to say about it. I'll do the studio version to that one, I think, though, before I get to this. Though I would like to do both eventually, but Aces High, I haven't reacted to the live version yet, and you could do it with the Churchill, although I worry that might lead to it getting blocked more. I'm not sure. Nevertheless, once again, shout out to Steve Harris and the rest of the band. Shout out to the artwork, some of my very favorite and all of their album covers. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if there's another tune you'd like me to react to. Other than that, thank you for listening and watching. I do appreciate it. Have a good day. Have a good night. See you next time.